All right, friends, welcome back to my channel. Hey, check this out. I was at David Eby's office a couple of days ago. Just for anybody who doesn't know, David Eby is the Premier of British Columbia. And there was a vengeful vocal attack at his office in relation to a group of people, Palestinian people, or people that are for the Hamas or Palestinian group, that were upset because they want David Eby to send a message to the Ministry of Education to promote what's going on in Gaza in the school system, in the elementary school system. Can you believe that there were substitute teachers there? There was a Aboriginal lady there that spoke and cried about what settlers did, I guess, 150 or 200 years ago, and maybe feel like they've continued to do. And at some respect, yes, they don't live very good because of the way the federal government has treated them for decades, if not a century or two. But the reality is we're in 2025, and there's a whole bunch of other things going on. Anyways, friends, let's get into this. This is a lady, Amasha. She calls herself a Zionist. A few seconds later. Check this out. I'll just sort of commentate through.
This is a petition to include.
She's going to talk to me, but as soon as she sees me with this lady, someone else signals her to leave. And out.
Oh, they won't talk to you? Oh, wow, eh? That's pretty quick, eh?
That guy right there tried to fight me like 4 different times downtown Vancouver. He doesn't anymore, and it was actually good. Today we had a conversation. I had to turn the mic and camera off, but we had a conversation. It was good conversation.
Yeah, he doesn't like me. He always picks fights with me. That guy always picks fights with me.
Always.
This guy here always picks fights with me. And that guy picks fights with me. Like, I don't understand why people want to pick fights with me.
I go downtown,
like, I'm just a regular person walking around. I'm trying to get a story, and these are the people that want to talk to me. Excuse me, ma'am. That's my son. So you're going to go around him.
And you just pushed me. You don't want to
Yes,
touch me.
you don't want to touch me because I will
I will be
subdue you and I'll handcuff you. Because just so you're aware, I'm allowed to do that legally. Just so you're aware. Legally, I can do that. I can restrain you legally. I have a license.
Sorry. This is a public sidewalk.
So let's go over here, Newt. Don't touch me, bro. You be like knocked out.
They just try to push me, and they just try to run into me, bro. And I'm like 4 inches taller than most people that are tall.
She's like trying to impede. She's trying to impede me walking down the sidewalk. Oh, they're gonna do a little talky talk.
You're actually working with this guy? Really? Really?
So this lady notices that my kid is following me with camera, and she's like, "You're actually working with this guy?" I mean, this lady has seen me. She never talks to me. I've tried to speak to so many of them, but none of them will talk to me, only because I have a camera up. And I know other people that just sort of stand there and look at them as they walk past in these parades, and they give them dirty looks, and they try to fight them, like argue with them. It's just crazy.
That's my son. Would you like to talk to him?
Sure. Why
We'll
are
have
you
a
doing
conversation.
What's my dad?
this? Do you know what genocide is?
Yeah?
What is it?
She's like straight for the jugular.
An active attempt by a government to eliminate a group of people.
Yeah.
Bing, mic drop. That's my kid.
So, and you wouldn't think that that was what was going on in Gaza right now?
Well, the Palestinian population has grown by like over something like 300% over the last like 75 years.
And is that a crime?
Growing by growing by 300% over the last 75 years is the opposite of genocide. It's a population growth, not
But
population.
what is happening right now in Gaza?
Well, right
This
now,
is
yeah.
like
there's-
right now.
Well, right now, yeah. There's definitely bombings happening right now.
Let him
Yeah.
finish his words, and then you talk.
The bombings are a normal part of war. War happens when a terrorist group is actively the democratically elected government of an area and decides to invade. That is.
Don't touch me. That's the wrong thing. You touch me, I arrest you. It's over. Just so you're aware, I don't get touched.
So you're saying that what's
I don't
happening in
like to be
Gaza
touched
right
unless
now is a war?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand what an occupying power is?
Yes, I understand.
Do you
what
understand?
occupation-
Do you
Let
understand?
him
Do you?
answer.
He said yes. Do you understand that an
Very
occupying
angry.
power has no rights to self-defense? Do you understand that? That's the law.
Well, what happened?
She spits her words out. It's not like, "Hi, how are you doing?" It's pie, power, bewing. I don't understand.
Well, Palestine does still have some of the territory that was outlined in the 1948 convention. They still have a democratically elected government, which is currently the terrorist group Hamas.
Yep.
By your definition of a terrorist group. They are
By
a
the
liberation
Canadian
organization fighting for their freedom. They're fighting for their freedom.
According to the law in Canada,
International law. International
according to the
law.
law in Canada, Hamas is designated as a terrorist organization.
Do you want to respond to that,
Yeah.
Newton?
Well, when it comes to terrorism, they've actively committed crimes against humanity by killing babies and children as well. Like, they actively have targeted children. They actively celebrate the death of civilians. That is a terrorist group. Terrorist groups seek to cause terror, and by conducting terrorist attacks by going into civilian homes and murdering babies intentionally, that is a terrorist attack.
Okay. So do you also understand that those allegations of babies being killed
videos.
and people being raped have been completely debunked by all of these different organizations that are
pigs fly.
very well informed.
And pigs
So
fly.
you are choosing to actually believe the Israeli government, which has been perpetuating genocide since 1948. They have absolutely no intention of allowing the Palestinian people to live. They have no intention. It has been their intention all along.
just a second.
Zionism is about the elimination of Palestinian lives.
And then Hamas filmed themselves killing
So are you-
people.
I'm good now. I don't want to
Hamas
talk anymore.
posted the video
I don't want to talk
themselves.
anymore.
eh?
Thank you.
So there you go, Newton. Here, take this.
This is exactly what happens. Check this out.
You should
So,
know
like,
where
video
it
on me.
is.
So there you go, Newton. Like, she wants to talk to you.
I had a missing tooth for so long, and now it's back in there. I love it. I got the dental surgery. God bless Canada. God bless our healthcare system.
She wants to have a conversation. She wants to yell. She wants to raise her voice. And when she's done, it's over. It's like you can't combat words with words, because once they're done talking, it's just over. And this is my neighborhood. I've lived here for 3 years, and I can't
You'd
walk
see the
down the
sign
street.
behind
I'm
us,
getting
David
stopped
Eby.
by people
He's a premier.
just standing in my way.
Office
Can
is
I ask
closed.
you your name, sir?
My name's Andrew
Back.
Brom.
And
Notice this guy in the background. Check this guy out.
can you tell me why you're out here today?
Well, I'm a British Columbian. I've lived here my whole life, and over the past 10 years, I've just seen a collapse in British Columbia. I've seen drug addicts, wars everywhere in the world, everywhere. And now in my neighborhood, like, I can't walk down the street. We have protests everywhere all the time. There's people, drugs everywhere.
It's tragic.
I'm an effing
People
bastard.
being killed in Palestine.
There's people being killed right here in Vancouver,
We're talking
sir.
about Palestine, not Vancouver.
There's
you
people being,
fucking
you know how many
idiot, when
people?
you can't walk-
Eight people die.
walk down the street where people will let you die.
Eight people die a day
Well,
in
let's
British
think
Columbia.
about Palestine,
Sir, 8 people
wherever.
die a day in.
A fascist?
Fuck you.
Like,
I care-
100 people a day are dying in Palestine, and they're being murdered in Palestine, and they're being murdered.
You see what I mean? I'm asking questions. This old guy with his like Jerry curl hairdo, with his like afro curled, like I don't know what kind of haircut that is. I know he just wants to spew his F bombs and at the woman, you know, he's just spewing F bombs at the woman. Now this guy with the black glasses, he's like, "Are you okay? Are you feeling intimidated? Because I'll step in. And then the guy speaking to me, he's like, "Who do you think you are talking about people that live in our city that are dying from drugs because the doctors are giving them to them?" And then there's the guy there. He was just like civilian, just walking the neighborhood and seeing what's going on. He's like, "Oh my gosh, this is just brutal."
I'm sorry, I don't want to be ignorant, but the reality is I care about what's going on right here with my brothers and sisters in my neighborhoods, right? What happens in the U.S., what happens in the Yukon, what happens in England, what happens in Hawaii, it's none of my business. What my business
We're
is,
sending them arms.
we're not
hundreds
sending.
of thousands of bullets.
When and where?
It ended up in little children's heads.
When have we sent them bullets?
Oh my God!
Please
you
tell
are,
me.
You are ignorant. There was a report out like 3 months ago.
Okay, do you realize every day downtown at St. Paul's Hospital, the
Part
doctors...
of the same problem.
Do you-
We're going to the rich.
Okay, so I'll close my conversation. If you want to have anything more, I'll talk to you, but my ending conversation is this. The reality is what's happening at St. Paul's Hospital right now, it's really scary.
This is all related. This genocide.
So just to kind of like reiterate what we were talking about. So what was
CBC
as far as, like,
reporting.
your motive for coming out here today?
What's my motive?
It seems like people are getting a little upset.
I was asked by a friend because she doesn't feel comfortable. She's Jewish. She calls herself a Zionist. She doesn't feel comfortable going to these events. This is kind of, I used to do a lot of personal security, so I said, sure, I'll come down with you. This is my neighborhood. My child went to the school around the corner. These people have pictures of bodies, and they walk around with pictures of dead bodies. I wouldn't want my children to see that, because that's not what's happening in Canada.
So as far as what their message is here today is that
God bless.
They want education in schools, as far as what's happening. So you would be opposed to that then?
I would.
See how he asked the question? They want education in schools. Well, what type of education? This is the question. So I was like saying, oh yeah, I think they should have education, but what education?
Absolutely be opposed to religious stuff or like spiritual stuff in schools. School is a place you learn math, learn English.
But this isn't
Guys,
religious
just
stuff.
laughing
This isn't. We're talking about things that are happening in the world. Like that seems to be the conversation today. So
they're fighting over religion in Palestine, bro. They're not fighting over stuff. They're fighting over religion.
But when you're sorry,
I'm having a conversation.
They're not fighting over religion.
There's lots of land, sir. There's lots of land.
When you're talking about wars and things like that, that's a part of history. That's a part of what you learn in school, right?
Yeah, I mean, but this
What's
is not
happening in the world is taught in schools?
It shouldn't be taught in elementary schools. High school is a different story. I have no comment, but elementary schools, 100%.
Watch this. There's a big guy that comes. He's always picks fights with me, and CBC's like they're on me, they're on my kid, they're on this lady that we just walked in with the Zionist lady, and everyone was at me, and then the CBC and the news reporters come over and they like want to ask me who I am and blah 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 blah, and then one of the organizers of this thing come up and say this.
People who are here for this cause. You find the one Zionist agitator to interview?
I'm not interviewing.
What's wrong?
I'd like to
The one guy.
He just
You guys interview the one guy. Yeah, sure. While they're playing with your equipment.
While they're playing with your equipment.
Are they?
Yeah. While they're playing with the easel.
He's got like a $10,000 tripod that's steel. It's not gonna break. But anyways.
Well, that's pretty disrespectful for them to be touching CBC's property, people, because that's what's more interesting. I fucking hate the CBC. I hate what they stand for. Ready?
The left hates the CBC too.
Yeah.
Because
Well, here, hey. We got
I'm trying to be like Canadian and say, oh, we agree on something.
coming down.
I won't touch
Oh, wow. Well, that's very un-Canadian of you, bro. It's a right. Hey, this guy just said CBC's a right-wing platform.
Because you're so ignorant, you think neoliberalism is like a right wing.
I'm not a history professor, bro.
All right.
I'm just-
You don't know anything about history. You don't know anything about what
I don't need to. I know what's going on right now, right here.
It has nothing to do with religion.
People come
It's
on
everything
over
to do
and
with
we're
colonization and
Have a nice day, bud.
Started in a great.
How you
I
doing,
want
buddy?
to first raise my hands to each and every
you
one
doing?
of you
Just
for
nice.
being
Hello,
here,
how are
for
you,
the
sir?
parents, for the
you
grandparents,
doing?
for the
do a
babies,
better
and
job
I would
because,
like
you
to
know,
also
everybody knows the truth now.
recognize the ones
I need
that
to
are
do a
here.
better.
How are you doing? Stranger guy on my street, my neighborhood. How are you doing, sir? You need to do a better job.
Job.
Trouble and
What's my job?
medicine and
What did I
protection
do?
for each one
Can you
of us.
lower that so I
Someone
can have a
else.
Raise my
conversation
hand
with
and
this
we're going
guy?
to say, meets up kapilum.
This is insane. They're like, the guy wants to talk to me, and they just come and put a thing up in front of his face and say, don't talk to him.
Of this colonial entity and fictitious seat of
I'm sorry, the girl can't
I wanna
tell you what to say and what not to
each
say,
of
bro.
you, welcome on behalf
That's
of
very
the
Muslim of you. Oh,
being here,
mwah,
for caring,
kisses.
for turning up and for standing.
Wow, the
not
guy's like
united
blowing
and
kisses at me
collective,
like he wants to
but
have some
from our own
funky
hurting
funky.
hearts, sending so much love, being the medicine for each other, being the love for each other.
And there's a native lady here.
I
and
do
she's
have a
gonna start to
message, not
cry and
just
stuff.
specifically for Eby, but for all of the politicians. You can't talk about reconciliation with my people while you still are participating, condoning, and benefiting from a 200-plus year ongoing genocide that has cost us so many of our people and so much of our land, while also doing the same thing in so many places, including Gaza, including Palestine. That the silencing and the erasure and the intentional misinformation in an education system that really doesn't set people up to be free thinkers.
No one's a free thinker.
Is built into the process.
Be quiet.
That the censorship.
It was the Canadian guy, I think somewhere in BC, that created the written language of the Aboriginals in Canada, because there was never a written language. They spoke it, and they spoke it fluently, and they had beautiful colonies and beautiful culture and lots of cool things. And they also like fought each other and fought over land and rights, and they slave traded, and like there's like, I know some people that I've interviewed in the last month. The guys, my mother was traded as a slave. Like, it was just, bro, it's just, and she's blaming big white scary bro. Like, I'm the big white scary bro. I'm like the least scariest dude in the world. Except for I'm looking pretty intimidating sometimes.
That the actual misrepresentation and lies. I wish I could say I was surprised, because how many people are still learning about residential schools and how the West was won. How many people are still learning and still don't believe what has been happening to my people on these lands for over 200 years. I can't help but connect those dots, and that's why my heart beats for every person.
Wow. Everyone, not just
trying
our
to
people.
survive 24 months, 2 years of every day.
She had to survive 24 months of 2 years of every day. That was how her speech almost ended.
So that doesn't make any sense.
It's really hard to look at the.
This old guy, this guy was sitting here in this wheelchair, like trying to figure out, how am I going to get around this? And finally, it was a Jewish guy that said, hey, what's going on, people? Like, yeah, let these people through. So I went to try to help him, and then this lady yelled at me. And anyways, I made sure he got through without people, like, throwing the speaker in his ear.
Yeah, he's been sitting there for 10 minutes. He's sitting there for 10 minutes wondering what's going on in his neighborhood. I'm sure he's curious. Like, he can be curious, yeah.
And when it comes to declaring that teachers
Mask up, Tuesday. This was Tuesday, September the 3rd, 2nd.
And when it comes to speaking out against.
So that lady, she just asked if I can ask you some questions. She was my son's grade 12 psychology teacher who I think she's not working anymore at the high school where my son was working because of her political agenda in the classroom.
It's gone from political to really making profit off lives, you know? That's all it's about. That's all it's ever been about. Since World War II, after World War II, it's well known the Nazis went around the world, right? They
all did.
Money. They even came to Canada.
Oh, yeah. We just had one.
There was an article just before it ended. The Pope was aligning the fascists and the Zionists, basically the same ideology. They got them together, and now they pretty much rule it, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's under the cover. You don't see it all plainly, but but this is all about it.
Anyways, friends, you know what? Like, this is me. This is I'm passionate about my people in British Columbia. My people of British Columbia are all people, not white people, not Native people, not black people, not wherever you came from. If you're Canadian, you're born here. God bless you. And this is my neighborhood. This is David Eby's office. I guess the whole event, it was really hard to find out what the event was about, because they had this 2 hours of, it felt like 2 hours of speeches from these Aboriginal people, and that were there, I mean, literally crying there. And then there was some kids that spoke that were students of a school. And then a teacher spoke about, like, she's mad that David Eby won't listen to her because she sent him an email saying, can you please teach what's going on in Gaza to elementary school students? Like, it's insane. Like, my kid's old now. They're not in high school, and I'm so grateful for it. Anyways, my friends, God bless. If you can hit that like and subscribe and share this channel, do whatever you can. I'd love to hear some comments. Good, bad, the ugly, I don't care. Just do what you got to do. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. I'm heading to the UK in a couple of days. I'm going there for 4 weeks. So we're gonna go do raise the flag. And since everyone's been telling all the white people that, you know, all the Canadians, if you're not, you know, if you're not from here, if you're a European, you should go back. So I'm gonna go and check out what it was like, or what it's like living in the UK, because, you know, unfortunately, my family had to leave Scotland, Ireland because of the English. Even though my last name is an English name, we left during the potato famine because we didn't have money. But we had enough to get out of that country, and we came to Canada, and we built this nation with the native people. God bless Canada. God bless British Columbia. God bless Vancouver. And if you're listening and you've made it to the end, thank you. This is Drew Coover. I'm signing out.